Good afternoon, welcome to GrainTV. It's October 27th, 2014. I'm Logan Burgess. To my right here is Cody Bills. Well, we had a very wild day for the grains in Chicago, in particular soybeans. Take a look here at the iPad and see where we closed out the session. We had corn up $1.75. Soybeans closing up just a penny. Chicago wheat showing some relative strength here, up 8 3/4. As I said, a lot of volatility here in the soybean market. We're now looking at this January 2015 contract. We do have first notice day coming up on Friday for the November contract, and you can see here today we had quite a bit of strength there, trading up to around 1040. The 38.2% retracement of the big move from June 30th down to October did seem to act as some technical resistance here for the trade. Looking at it right now, technically not really the close that you would want to see if you would expect this market to continue moving higher here into the week. Cody, today though we wanted to talk a little bit about one thing that has been contributing to the strength in soybeans and getting a lot of trade attention. That has been what we're seeing in the soy meal market. Kind of break down what we're seeing there over the last couple of days and what that might mean here for soybeans moving forward.
Well, when you showed that soybean chart, you know, we've had very good movement here from October 1st, but take a look at this soy meal chart. You can see the movement has been very exaggerated, going from October 1st lows when we were down below $300 a metric ton, or per ton, and we've rallied up to $400 today, closing down at $375. So we had a wild price movement yesterday, another big range printed here today, going up to the highs of 400 and back down to 375 and closing out near the lows. To me, the movement here in price action is indicative of possibly pausing here to maybe even retracing some of this move, and it looked that way for soybeans as well. But really there's three main drivers, I think, to this soy meal puzzle. One is the fact that we've had slower harvest than expected. Farmers aren't really selling as much as people were expecting. You know, we would expect to see basis lows. We're not seeing that kind of weakness in the cash market. Cash bids are being very strong here, and I think that's helping prop up the futures market as well. And of course, right now we also have rail logistics problems, which is also putting a bit of a bottleneck on this this whole problem.
Yeah, absolutely, Cody. And it looks like right now this strength that we're seeing in soybeans is really showing up in the spreads. Gavin McGuire with Thomson Reuters distributed a great chart here today that you saw. Can you kind of walk us through what we're seeing here?
Yeah, absolutely. Take a look at October 1st. This is the forward curve, and what this is showing is basically what the prices were for all the forward contracts out there. So in October 1st, you can see that there wasn't much of a premium for that December contract for soy meal delivered in December. Take a look at the current soy meal forward curve. You'll see that there's a huge premium on soy meal delivered in December relative to those forward months. So you can see there's a big premium. Back in October, there wasn't as much of a concern about getting your hands on soy meal. Now there's a significant concern here, and that is reflected both in price and also in the forward curve. So I guess the big thing that I would take away from this is keep an eye on the cash bids out there for soy meal. I think when you start to see weakness there, we may start to see this forward curve collapse, and it may be the end of the price movement that we've seen that has really rocketed this thing higher.
Yeah, you know, Cody, here before we wrap up the show, let's quickly touch on corn as well. Relatively volatile day for the corn market, but really when you look at the price action, it seemed like corn was content kind of following the soybean market higher. If you look at this chart here, technically it has very the same look and feel as that January 15 soybean contract that we took a look at. We were able to print new highs here in terms of this recent rally, but we weren't able to really close with a lot of conviction. So in my opinion, as I said with soybeans, this isn't really the price action that you would want to see if you were in a long position and expecting this market to continue moving higher. You know, this market has caught a lot of people on by surprise. Short covering has been a theme of it here, and obviously it's hard to tell when these things are going to lose steam, but today the close that we saw, in my opinion, would be one indication.
Yeah, and you know, this is one of those things that we've kind of talked about for a little bit. We finally got above that 50-day moving average. We consolidated kind of through it, worked our way through it, and then we tried to break out into new highs. And we talked about this. When you're breaking out into new highs, look, you're breaking out right into resistance levels. You're breaking out into a price level where we had chopped around. It's kind of a scarred landscape. So you don't have that kind of room to run. And so I think that's part of the reason why we've had very choppy trade here. No real main direction, though we continue to confirm that this trend is still intact. The short-term trend higher is intact, but we just haven't had those sort of big price runs in corn that you may expect when you start to break out of those new highs.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have to see what tomorrow brings. For the corn market, the big piece of news will be the EIA ethanol production figures. We've seen pretty good weekly production figures out from the EIA so far this marketing year, certainly when comparing it to really the last 5 years. We'll have to see what that report details tomorrow. We'll be tweeting about that report as it comes out. You can follow us over on Twitter. @GrainTV is how to find us there. If you guys want to get live quotes in the cab of the combine here as corn and soybean harvest moves on here, visit us at grainhedge.com. You can go to the website, sign up in the left-hand corner, and get live quotes on your smartphone or tablet this evening. Take advantage of those live quotes for 2 weeks starting tomorrow. If you have any questions about that, call our office. Number is 877-472-4607. Thanks a lot for joining us. We'll see you back here tomorrow.